Holy shit. That is obviously the most appropriate and only real way to start off a review of the Angry Video Game Nerd movie. Okay, so I know it's been a long time since I've been able to do a movie review. I think the last time was for Captain America the Winter Soldier, which was way back in April. But this is just kind of the first time that it's really made sense. There's been a lot of movies to see this summer, and I love talking about movies just as much as I do about gaming. Of course, Rule of Two Review has been primarily gaming-centric and gaming-related. That is why I started the channel. However, like I said, the movie conversations are always fun to have. There's been a ton of kick-ass stuff this year. 2014 has been a great year for movies. I would actually say it's been a better year for movies than it has been for gaming so far. And today comes a really huge one, something very unique and super, super special to me and hopefully to a lot of you out there too, and to most of the gaming community and the nerd community out there. Sure enough, here in Denver, Colorado, we were lucky enough to be one of the 8 or 9 showings across the entire country to be able to witness and view the Angry Video Game Nerd movie. And you bet your ass I just got out of that showing about an hour ago. Just made it home, saw it with a bunch of buddies. I actually hope to be able to do this as a group review, just like all the previous movie reviews. But it's actually really, really late, and I'm just so high off of the buzz and and just the hype and everything from just being able to finish watching the movie and seeing it with an audience on a big screen. So I was just like, screw it, man. I'm just going to go ahead and do this, as a solo review. I definitely promise more of the group reviews are coming for stuff soon, especially when it comes to the movie things coming for the end of the year. But I'll get into that in a minute. I don't want to spend too much time talking about that because what I want to talk about is the perfect and amazing majesty that is the Angry Video Game Nerd movie. So like I said, I'm willing to bet that most, if not all of you out there are familiar with the Angry Video Game Nerd. If not, then what the hell are you doing with your life, man? You got to get out there and discover this wonderful, wonderful man. Angry Video Game Nerd, James Rolfe, is one of my absolute heroes, my favorite personalities and favorite people ever. In my opinion, just to give like a little brief history and synopsis on the Angry Video Game Nerd and why he's important to me, I discovered him years ago, like 2009. The Angry Video Game Nerd had only been going for about 2 or 3 years at the time. And he made the very now famous Zelda CDI videos. It was a trilogy of videos where he reviews the CDI and then the 3 Zelda games made for that and the crazy anomaly that whole fiasco was. And that was my first exposure to him. I had known of the idea of this Angry Video Game Nerd beforehand, but that was the first time someone, my roommate at the time was like, dude, you gotta watch this. This is amazing. And I watched it and I was like, who is this guy? He's fucking badass. He's hilarious, but he's smart, and he's right, and he knows bad games, and he's playing the Zelda CDI games of all things. I never thought I'd even see those before, and it just blew my mind, and then it became the phenomenon that it was. He blew up all over the place, had exclusive deals with Spike TV and game trailers for a couple years. Now he's all over YouTube. James runs Cinemassacre.com. That's like his film production studio and his website, and he does all sorts of things movie and gaming related. His most famous thing, his most prolific act, and the thing that has made him famous is the Angry Video Game Nerd, which is a character that James Rolfe does. He is the thing that has made him famous. I've been a huge supporter of him, and honestly, I think that when you look back and you look at the current trend of gaming content, video style on YouTube, Let's Plays, people who play bad games, people like Angry Joe, who I also love, and a lot of other people that do all sorts of, that have made personalities out of playing games, and specifically bad games on the internet. I am telling you right here and now, it is James Rolfe, the Angry Video Game Nerd, that created all of this. He is the precursor to PewDiePie, to Markiplier, to the Rad Brad, to all these other people. Again, people who I love, so I'm not slamming anybody. I'm a fan of all these folks. Angry Joe, James Rolfe and the Angry Video Game Nerd created the Internet Gaming Nerd, the video show of I play video games and they're good or they're bad, or I hate them or I love them or whatever. This is what I do. He is the genesis of everything. He's honestly, because of his success, years and years ago, that's even the reason there's an outlet on YouTube and a way for myself to have my own gaming show on YouTube, and a lot of other people and a lot of other folks. I think it's a wonderful thing. He is the guy. He is the godfather of internet gaming videos. He is. And I just think it's undeniable. If you deny it, then you're just kind of missing the facts. And I don't think most people would argue that anyway, so it's kind of neither here nor there. So he is the man. He is the guy. Like I said, my number one hero. Love the Angry Video Game Nerd stuff. I'm sure you probably do if you follow my channel. And of course, he's been working on this movie very publicly for the last, I think it's been about a 4-year journey. I think 2010 was when he started his Indiegogo funding campaign, where I believe most, if not all of the film was funded actually by us, the fans, you and me, other gamers, and people who've been following the Angry Video Game Nerd for as long as possible, who helped donate and make this thing possible. I remember when his first update on the funding, and he said he already had achieved his goal and gotten more money than he ever expected to get to make the film. And it's taken a long time. He's apologized with how long it's taken. It's a shame, man, but it's finally here. It's ready to go. Like I said, it's been playing. It's an indie film, so it's rolling out very slowly. He's doing, like I said, 8 or 9 showings across the entire U.S. period, a couple in California, a couple in New York, and then a couple smattered throughout the rest of the United States. And I think the first showing was at Comic-Con 2 weekends ago. A couple showings have happened since then, and then here we are today, August 7th, 2014, and here it played in Denver, Colorado, where I live and record the show, and it's actually a city called Arvada. That's just it's basically the what's considered the Denver metro area here. It was honestly the theater was 25 minutes from my house. When I saw that the movie of just 8 showings is actually coming to this theater 30 minutes away from my house, I shit my pants. I got right online. I bought a bunch of tickets for myself and my friends to make sure we didn't miss it. It sold out in one day. All the showings sold out almost immediately. Ours sold out in one day. So we were very fortunate to get tickets and to be able to see this movie in the theater. It will be releasing in digital format and Blu-ray, hopefully by the end of the year, he said, maybe after the new year. Either way, eventually it'll be made available for everybody. That's the most important thing. So anyway, gosh, it's 6 minutes and I'm so sorry. I'm rambling about the Angry Video Game Nerd and not actually talking about the movie. So forgive me, guys. I just get excited. And I also just got back from seeing the movie and it just was awesome. So anyway, I'm going to kind of give you an idea of why the movie was so great. So the movie is wonderful for so many reasons. I think that the most important thing for me to take away from the movie and why I loved it and why I think any fan would love it is because it's kind of this wonderful, big budget, larger scale celebration of everything that makes the AVGN a great character, somebody who we've been following for years, somebody who deserves his crazy popularity, and somebody who just is important in the minds and hearts of gamers. You know, I mean, just everything that he's done and has represented is just kind of done tenfold here in the movie, but while still being like very self-aware and not being too big for its own britches, and it's not like this big budget like selling out kind of thing. It's an indie film. It's still very much made by the one man who's responsible, with the spirit and passion of why he loves doing this, why he created the character and started the show so many years ago, and why he loves and appreciates his fans and why his fan base is so strong. Again, our showing was sold out. There were so many people there and everyone was so into it. It felt like a bunch of even though it was like, 200 or 300 strangers or whatever, it just felt like a bunch of friends hanging out watching an AVGN episode that happened to be like an hour and a half or some odd long. And it just felt like everything that we've been caring about following him for the last several years was justified with this film. It's cool because like he's known for playing bad games. He plays the shitty games that suck ass. That's the slogan. That's the thing. And so, of course, this film centers around what is considered the worst game of all time, the game that caused the infamous game crash in 1983, which is E.T. for the Atari 2600. And it's great because the film, on top of just being, typical like vulgar, crazy, nerd-related swearing and humor like AVGN is known for, there's actually a very poignant and powerful emotional story kind of happening. And it's great because it's this wonderful parody and satire on just the idea of the Angry Video Game Nerd and the culture he's created and what it means for people to play bad games on purpose. And it's great because, and I'm not going to spoil too much of the movie because I know it's going to be hard for people to see it for a very long time since it's only got a couple more showings and then it's gone till it releases on DVD. It's great because early on they're setting the precedence that, part of the reason he does the Angry Video Game Nerd show is because he wants to also warn people of bad games and try to prevent people from picking up bad games by mistake and stuff like that. But what happens is in the world, the idea is that because he plays games that are so bad and hates them, that the more he hates a game, the more people want to play it. And they'll go out of their way to buy it because it's like, wow, the Angry Video Game Nerd said this game was total shit. I have to play it. And he's just like, no, don't. That's not why I do what I do. You're not supposed to do that. So it's really great where he's kind of poking fun at the culture that the Angry Video Game Nerd sort of inadvertently created. So it's very clever, very meta in that respect. And I thought that was really, really cool. It also kind of has the satire just on the gaming community as a whole, on the video gaming industry for just shoving stupid games down our throats that really have no business being made. Also a celebration of a lot of movie tropes. It's also just kind of very aware of its own jokes and the complete ridiculousness of the whole idea of the Angry Video Game Nerd. The special effects are very purposefully bad. very B-movie feeling, like Japanese monster movie kind of feeling stuff, and shitty models representing some explosions and stuff. And you can tell it's all done on purpose with like loving care. And it's everything that, James has always been inspired by film, because he's a film fan before he's even a game fan, for anyone who knows that. So he really took a lot of his love for film tropes and gaming tropes and put it all into this whole story about E.T., this terrible game that's like the worst game ever. And the credits scene is a very special moment. I won't ruin it, but there's actually something that happens throughout the entire credits rolling of the film that's just wonderful. I don't know. It's tough because there's no way for anyone to see it for a really long time, so I'm really limited on how much I can talk about without spoiling, because no one will see it for a while. But I think what's most important is, like I said, if you're a fan of the AVGN and what he does, this movie is for you. It's great. It's wonderful. It's not like a good film. It's like a bad film on purpose. But what it is a great angry video game nerd film, which is all it's supposed to be and all it's trying to be. So it succeeds 100%, and it is an A+ in that respect. And again, it's very clever. It's self-aware to the point of being very purposeful and, like I said, poignant. There's a little bit of an emotional story going on. It's cool to kind of get an idea of what the Angry Video Games nerd life is like outside of being able to, record the show and be the Angry Video Game nerd on camera and stuff, and the fact that people know who he is and they love him. Great cameos by people involved with Cinemassacre and with the AVGN show, and a few other ones who are not normally involved that you will recognize that I will not spoil. Fantastic cameos. You guys are going to just freak out and shit your pants when you see what some of them are. It's really, really cool. I just can't tell you. This is like a love letter to the fans, a love letter to the gaming industry, and a love letter to what it means to be the Angry Video Game nerd, We just owe him so much. I myself feel like I do. I want to take this opportunity to extend a thank you to James and to the Angry Video Game nerd. He will never watch this video or know that I'm saying this, but I have to say it while I'm recording this review. I mean, thank you. Like that, you have inspired me to start this channel and to do so much with my gaming career, quote unquote, if you want to call it that. And so many other people on the internet and on YouTube and stuff. I mean, again, look at people like PewDiePie and Angry Joe. They exist because of what the Angry Video Game nerd did and was and still is. Like that is the king and the godfather is the Angry Video Game nerd. So anyway, this is pretty much it. I'm gonna wrap it up. The movie, as far as a fun film, it's like an 8 out of 10. As far as an angry video game nerd film, it's a 10 out of 10. I think that's the way to look at it. If you're a huge angry video game nerd fan, this is a 10 out of 10 film. If you just like awesome, nerdy, like cheesy movies, that are just like kind of funny and super vulgar, it's just a really good movie, an 8 out of 10, a very solid film. So regardless, you should love it no matter what. If you like the Angry Video Game Nerd, this is for you. I really hope that he either starts releasing it in more theaters and showings because it's so popular, or we get the Blu-ray release very, very soon, hopefully like around fall before the end of the year and stuff. So I guess we'll kind of see. But anyway, that's it. That's my 2 cents, my 13 minutes on the Angry Video Game Nerd movie. I feel fantastically lucky and blessed to have been able to see it tonight with some of my best friends who are also huge fans. Sorry we didn't do this as a group review, but I promise, in touching base about this, like I said, there's a lot of movies to come out still for the rest of the year. We want to do a Guardians of the Galaxy one, which we've already seen. Turtles is this weekend. And then, of course, there's Mockingjay Part 1, the new Hunger Games movie, the final Hobbit movie, which is the one I'm most excited for, Sin City. We're going to try to ramp up the movie review stuff. So go ahead and let me know, for anyone who follows Rule 2 Review or anyone who stumbles upon this video, if you've liked the movie reviews and you like the idea of the group movie reviews and stuff for like the big kind of action and comic book movies and stuff, let me know and I'll make sure to start keeping up on those and doing those again. I know it's been a long time and we all like the idea. I like getting my friends and other people involved here and doing the kind of like the old school podcast days. I love doing that stuff and I wish I had more of an opportunity to do it. So I'm definitely looking forward to Guardians of the Galaxy, Hunger Games, and stuff like that before the year's over. So we'll be doing some more of those things. That's pretty much it. This is Rob at Rule of 2 Review, of course. Subscribe to the channel if you like the review and you like what's going on, and definitely feel free to leave your comments and thoughts below. And if you've been lucky enough to see the film, definitely talk about it below. Please, no spoilers, but feel free to talk about it and share your thoughts. If you haven't, I'm sorry that it's going to probably be a while before you get to see it, but just know, most importantly, by the time you finally get your hands on it, it will be totally worth it. Thank you for tuning in, and I will catch you guys next time.